Hi, this is KrazyBatLady. I wanted to go over 10 things that I love about Genshin Impact today. Just 10 of the things that I appreciate most about playing this game, and I just wanted to share all this with you. There's also going to be a 10 things I don't like about Genshin Impact video, which I will link at the end. So without further ado, here's number 1. The beautiful scenery and art. Now, have you seen the areas in this game? It's just beautiful. There's so many nice effects. I love the cities. I love the regions. And yes, to be fair, Mondstadt, most of it is just a lot of grass, but there's still a lot of beautiful parts. And just the artwork in this game is amazing. I mean, it's anime Breath of the Wild. It's gonna look good. And they put so much detail into every little thing. And I love that about it. I mean, even down to the characters, the weapons, just literally everything. And this area in Watatsumi Island is like my favorite area. It has this mermaid, colorful, oceany theme to it, and I just dig the hell out of that. And not to mention, all of these areas are expansions for free. And a lot of games want to charge for extra regions, and I love that how Genshin lets you get your updates for free and be able to experience all these new worlds and explore them. Now, these aren't ranked in any particular order, but if they were, this one would definitely be in my top 3 because the game is just gorgeous. And I have to show a lot of appreciation for that because it must have taken so long and taken so much work to animate a lot of this stuff. Anyhow, moving on to number 2. Now, to nobody's surprise, the next one is going to be characters. No, characters play a huge part in the game, and they're probably the main reason that I play. Because I love the characters in this game. They'll have their quirky personalities, their different skill sets, and all these different voice lines and interactions you can have with them in the teapot. And they really go the extra mile with all of this. The only thing I would like to see more of is skins. There's literally 2 skins, but there's so many characters. So I hope they get on top of that soon because I could see a lot of good skins happening for these beautiful characters. They'll have a lot of idle animations, which are super adorable and just, oh my god, the creation of these characters is amazing. So yeah, that is definitely one of my favorite things in Genshin Impact. And also not to mention changing around your parties and playing with these different characters just to experience different synergies and just to see your different favorite characters in action. And yes, lots of top tier waifus. But before I go on too much about the characters, let's go to number 3. Of course, I can't go without mentioning the combat in this game. The combat is some of the most fun and engaging combat of any gacha game I've ever played, and even in general games I've played. I just love the fighting in this game. With all the elemental reactions and team swapping, different builds and combos. It's just amazing. It just keeps me coming back every single day. My favorite thing to do is running around the map just killing monsters. You know, it might not be as worth it to some people as it is to me, but I find it fun, so I do it, and I like getting a lot of mora that way, and it makes me happy. It's just kind of my de-stressor. I like to run around and murder beasts and fatui and whatever else. And with more characters coming out, there's even more characters for you to experiment with and figure out what your favorite characters are and what your playstyle is. So anyhow, let's move on to number 4. Now this game has some of the best events around. The Apple Archipelago being one of my favorite. There's the free Barbara skin, all of the different furnishings and all that stuff is a lot of fun. And then there's the Wind Trace Festival. That might have been my favorite of all. If there were to be PvP in Genshin Impact, that would be the way I'd want it to be done, is party games, because that was crazy fun. And then, of course, you can't forget about Theater Mechanicus. There's been some gliding challenges. I find those pretty entertaining as well. And the first major event I remember after the alchemy event was Unreconciled Stars, where you get a free Fischl. It was a free character, and that was amazing. And that gave me a constellation for my Fischl. And speaking of, there's a Lantern Rite Festival with the Stand By Me, where you got to choose a free character. That was just an amazing event. And I love these events, such as Legend of the Vagabond Sword, where you can scale the difficulty. I do wish that there was some higher scaling rewards on there, but it's more just fun for me to see how much damage I can do in the best times. Speaking of the Labyrinth Warriors, the one that's going on right now, this event's a lot of fun. I really would love to see this as a permanent type of thing. Like, I could totally see this being a permanent game mode. And then there's Leyline Overflows, Overflowing Mastery. That stuff's always nice. Again, it could be like, a bi-weekly thing. Because we all love those events so much because you get double the resources. And there's so many other events here that I haven't mentioned, but let's not talk about this one. Anyways, on to number 5. Elemental reactions. There's so many of them. You've got Superconduct, you've got Swirl, you've got Freeze, you've got Shatter, you've got Overload, and then all the standalone elements. Like, there's so much to play with here. And I love to freeze enemies and keep them in spot. It's just really cathartic and fun just to completely make the whole room not be able to do jack shit. And my other favorite is tasering. I just love it. I don't know why. I love seeing a ton of tiny damage numbers adding up and absolutely wrecking enemies. Like this Ruined Greater here. He hardly even got up. He's dead. And just the elemental reactions in this game are done right. I really love how they are done and handled, and I can't wait until Dendro comes out. I want to see what the elemental reactions for Dendro are. I mean, I know we have burning, but what are all of the other ones going to be? I can't wrap my mind around it. Like perhaps radiation or gas or I'm not even sure. But anyways, let's move on to number 6. Story and lore. Now, Genshin Impact has some really amazing quests, including this one I'm showing on the screen now, which I believe was called A New Star Approaches. This was my favorite story quest in the game. It was awesome. I loved it so much. It was epic. I don't want to give away any spoilers, but it was awesome. So if you haven't gotten to that point, you're going to love it. And also, there's just a lot of lore back behind the scenes and in the characters' profiles, and there's just so much with the NPCs. I mean, there's a lot. If you're willing to put in the reading, there's so much interesting stuff hidden within this game, and I can't wait to see what is to come. I have a lot of my own theories, but I won't get into that right now. So let's go on to number 7. The exploration and treasure hunting. This is actually what got me to play the game. After seeing what type of open world game it was, and collecting treasure and solving puzzles, this game has some pretty neat puzzles, I gotta say. It also has some utterly annoying ones, but overall, I really enjoy my time discovering new things, getting treasures, and fighting new mobs, and just generally just seeing the new areas because they're beautiful. You can spend so much time, especially if you just started playing, climbing up cliffs and going in caves and killing hordes of enemies for treasure chests, and that's a lot of fun. So anyhow, let's move right on to number 8. Next thing I want to mention is the pity system in Genshin Impact. In a lot of other gacha games, there is no pity system. It's just a flat rate, which can be better or worse, but it does ensure that you get that character that you want. That's a 5-star. And all 3 banners have their own separate pities, and that's really nice. And you can even look at the history and see where you're at, and see where your last 5-star slash 4-star was. And I don't know, I just think this is a really nice thing to have. Even though it's very hard to get characters and the base drop rate is very, very low, it's still nice to have a safety net for in case you roll a lot of times and don't get that character. So let's move right on to number 9. The soundtrack of this game is really amazing, actually. It's really relaxing and nice, especially the Dragonspine music. I don't know. That's just my favorite tracks are the ones from Dragonspine. A lot of the Inazuma music is nice too. I couldn't make a top 10 list without including the music on here. And the concert was awesome. So yeah, definitely music in Genshin Impact is top tier. Now let's move on to the last thing on the list, number 10. Well, Genshin Impact has been going for quite some time. I have a feeling they're going to be around for a very long time, and they're not going anywhere anytime soon. Especially with the addition of all the random things, such as the teapot, the fishing, the dating games. You never know, they might even have some sort of Pokemon system where you catch animals. I don't know. You never know. But there's so much more that can happen. There's all the new regions and so many more characters to come and artifacts and all that good stuff. I can't wait to see where the game is in a couple years. And all in all, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to seeing how the game grows and evolves. And, that gives me hope for the future. So I hope that they go down the right course and make all the players extra happy and make lots of nice content. So, anyhow, please leave a like and subscribe. Do all that good YouTube stuff. If you want to see more Genshin Impact content, I'll be here. And have a wonderful rest of your day/night. Bye.